A very good evening. This is a brand new edition of Primetime News on TV1. For the Newsfirst team, I'm Steven Machado.
And I am Hashni Patirano. Let's start off with a look at your headlines for tonight.
The power that was won is solely for the people. President Anura emphasizes at the Il Mahaviru commemoration. Why does the opposition oppose the 200 rupee allowance? Plantation workers protest against the opposition. Political parties representing estate community commend the government on the decision to provide a 200 rupee allowance. SJB members in the village are with us, says SLPP's Indika Anuruddha. Sri Lankan cricket players agree to participate in all matches of the Pakistan tour.
In a top story this evening, President Anura Dissanayake affirmed the power he holds solely belongs to the people. He made these remarks while attending the Il Mahaviru commemoration today.
Today marks 36 years since the assassination of founder of the Janatha Vimukti Peramuna, Rohana Vijayveera and other JVP senior leaders. The 36th Il Mahaviru commemoration was observed at the Vihara Mahadevi Open Air Theatre in Colombo. The commemoration, held under the patronage of President Anura Dissanayake, leader of the JVP and the National People's Power, was attended by numerous senior party figures. The ceremony commenced with a floral tribute to the nation's great heroes.
We must understand that this power is solely for the general public of this country. The path to securing this power is not a simple one. When all of our brothers and sisters, while they worked, even in the face of torturers at the torture camps, and even in the face of death, they protected the essence of this movement. They always protected the essence of this movement. We must understand that this essence is what helped rejuvenate the party in 1994. Even though some of them are not present today, we are thankful for their contributions. We are moving strongly towards stability, and some sectors have already been stabilized. We always say that stability is not ensured merely by the number of members in parliament. The stability of a government depends on how far the people of the country are in sync with the government and the movement. Even people who didn't vote for us are looking at us and they believe us. Within a year, we have created an economy and a political atmosphere where one can predict what is going to happen tomorrow, what will happen in the coming years. We have to pay back our debts in 2028. Yes, we can predict if we will be able to service this debt in 2028 or not. We would like to say that we will pay back this debt and we will create an economy that can pay back this debt. For the first time in Sri Lanka, we have exceeded all target revenues. When we achieved this, some say that even a preschool student could have done it. I wonder why he said that. He said that because he wanted to say that he too is suitable to do this. By saying that even a preschool student could have done this, he is saying that he too could have done it. Remember that the financial markets in the past were controlled by external forces, but now it is controlled by the government. This has not been achieved by imposing laws and regulations, but by being a strong contender in this financial market. That is how we have achieved stability. We have created a stable economy. There is a black state embroiled in crime. This has spread across the official state mechanism. They have representatives in key state institutions. The political system in the past had these representatives of the black state in key positions. We have taken a decision to destroy this black state of crime. We assure you that we will save this country, our children and their future from this black state. One group claims that they are descendants of Kapatipola's nationalistic camp. The other group was said to be descendants of Dom Juan Dharmapala's traitorous camp. Now both Dom Juan Dharmapala's camp and Kapatipola's camp have joined forces. They said that they were patriots while the other camp was traitors. Now all of them have united. One group said that they are allies of La Santa and accused the other group of killing La Santa. Now La Santa's allies and La Santa's murderers are together. What is this political crisis? One group was accused of robbing the central bank and the other group was accused of attacking the central bank. Now both of them are together. What has happened here? I saw one of their leaders saying that they have made a big mistake in the past when they accused each other of being thieves, and that is the reason why this has happened today. Did you see that? He said, let's not do this kind of thing again. There are presidents who became former presidents. There are ministers who have become former ministers, and there are MPs who have become former MPs. That thing they have in common is that they are all former. What are the similarities between these people? They stole together. They engaged in crime together. What has happened here? The most progressive government in the history of Sri Lanka that is moving forward with the people was created. A government where the aspirations of the governing party and its members align with the people's aspirations was formed. This government has nullified all of their avenues. Now members of both camps are in jail without any discrimination. That is the common factor that links them. Members of both camps have cases filed against them. Members of both parties get sick the same way during the pendency of the cases filed against them. None of these are issues of the people. These are issues that they face. They have now united to resolve the issues faced by them. I believe that we should not have any regard for these matters. They can have their own self-satisfaction. That is all that they can do. Can they overthrow this government? Their entire politics has transformed into a voice-cut political culture. One person is holding a press conference from home, another person is holding a press conference next to a tree, another is holding a press conference at an office, another next to a door. Some others are holding press conferences while they're on their way back from the criminal investigations department. Another person is holding a press conference while he's on his way back from a case. Another holds a press conference while on his way back from the bribery commission. Some others hold press conferences while on their way after visiting an inmate. Their entire politics is based on voice cuts. We will build the power of the people. We will build the most advanced unification of the people against these backward forces.
Plantation workers and their unions have voiced strong dissatisfaction over the opposition's continued resistance to the proposal to provide a 200 rupee daily attendance incentive. Now today in several locations, workers staged protests and even held religious rituals to express their opposition.
A group of plantation workers gathered at the Ganadevi Kovil in Spring Valley, Memale, performing a coconut breaking ritual, urging the opposition not to block the 200 rupee incentive.
වතුකර ජනතාව ලංකාවට ඇවිල්ලා අවුරුදු 200යි. මේ ලංකාව වෙනුවෙන් සෙහෙඳ මාන්සි විලා ලාභ හොයලා දීපු මිනිස්සු තමයි වතුකර කම්කරු. අපි මේ දොඩවන මන්දිලාට අපි කියනවා අපිත් අපි ජනතාව මේ වතුකර ජනතාව පස් නෙවෙයි කන්නේ බත් කන්නේ. එන ඒගොල්ලෝ සල්ලි දීලා තමයි හාල් ගන්නෙ. සියලු බඩු මේ කඩවලට ගිහලා සල්ලි දීලා ගන්නෙ. ඒ ගන්නේ බඩු වලින් රුපියලයි රුපියල් 5යි එමෙ එකතු කරන මුදල් වලින් තමයි අද හාණ්ඩුවෙන් සංවර්ධන සියලු වැඩසටහන ඔක්කොම ගෙනියන්නේ. ඒ හින්දා අපි කියනවා දොඩවහන්න එපා. ආයේ අපේ මිනිස්සු ගහවට ඔයගොල්ලෝ එන්න බෑ.
At the Norelia Scrub Estate, workers gathered to share their views.
The government is giving 200 rupees, but the opposition says no. We bring income to the country. What benefit does the opposition get by blocking this? Even Tamil MPs we voted for are in the opposition. Why are they silent? If you can't give it, at least don't stop those who can.
Why are you taking away our wages after getting our votes? If you can't give, don't block what the government offers. If you say no to 200 rupees, go pluck leaves.
Workers at the Nanuaya Somerset Estate shared their views.
The president promised 200 rupees through the budget. Some shamelessly try to block it. Even if they don't give us anything, they shouldn't stop what's coming. We sent you to Parliament with our votes. Don't become our enemies. If you do, next time we won't vote for you.
Here's what a trade union had to say.
I
want to ask, during the good governance era when Ranil Wickremesinghe was finance minister, billions were taken from the treasury in the bond scam with Arjun Aloysius. Was that legal? Where were these MPs then? Today they wear suits and oppose 200 rupees for workers. If they continue to trample on the people who gave them power, they will carry this sin for generations.
The main opposition parties have consistently voiced strong objections to the proposal to provide a 200 rupee daily attendance incentive for plantation workers. They argue that this constitutes a misuse of public funds. Prasad Sirivardhana, spokesperson for opposition leader Sajid Premadasa and the Samagijana Balavegya, along with SJB MP Nizam Karyapar and Sri Lanka Pudujana Perumana national organizer MP Namal Rajapaksa, expressed their opposition to the 200 rupee incentive for plantation workers.
Public tax money is being used to increase wages for those working in the private sector. That is a serious issue. If this continues, what happens when potato farmers, onion farmers and garment workers start making similar demands? Increasing estate workers' wages will cost 5 billion rupees. Why should we pay an extra 200 rupees from public funds? These companies earn millions and billions in profits collected from them. Your logic is strange. The government is paying the business owner so they can pay their workers more. You tax every low-income individual, pool that money and give it to the business owner to pay wages. What happens to the majority of small tea estate owners? Find another way to increase estate workers' wages.
Meanwhile, SJB MP Rohini Kaviratna has lodged a written complaint with the Bribery Commission, the Auditor General and the National Procurement Commission, raising concerns about the government paying the 200 rupee incentive. She stated that providing this incentive violates financial and administrative regulations of the government.
Several opposition factions that advocate for the rights of estate workers express their views on the matter.
Certain opposition factions, some that I can't even mention the names of, Namal Rajapaksa, the Muslim Congress and even MP Nizam Karyappa, are against this. Why? They say that the people's tax money is being redistributed to the estate workers. For their knowledge, the estate community has been earning money for this country for the last 200 years. If tax funds aren't redistributed to them, to who else should it be given? Therefore, do not oppose this. It wasn't done when you were in power. We should be happy that it is happening, at least during this government's tenure. We should support them. We are very happy about this. We like this proposal a lot. We have informed the Secretary to the Ministry of Labour that we welcome this. We told the government that factory workers should also be included in the group that receives the 200 rupee allowance. In addition, this group should also include casual workers who work in estates. We should definitely support this good initiative of the government. Otherwise, there is no point in initiatives like this.
MP Mano Ganesan also expressed his views on the matter yesterday.
The government emphasizes that regardless of obstacles, estate workers will receive 200 rupees allowance.
The leader of the United National Party spent 16.6 million rupees on a personal visit to get his wife's degree. While he was spending public money on for personal travel, there were some in the opposition who were actually justifying it. What are they doing now? Yesterday, I saw MP Namal Rajapaksa speaking, claiming that giving 200 rupees to estate workers was wrong. However, this statement comes from Sajid Premadasa's media spokesperson. Today, I saw on social media that MP Rohini Kaviratna also said that providing 200 rupees to estate workers was wrong and that they would take the matter to the Bribery and the Corruption Commission. We ask, is this the official stance of the opposition? Are they going to the Bribery Commission over this? We tell MP Rohini Kaviratna that, as a government, we are committed to addressing the problems of estate workers. We ask MP Namal Rajapaksa and opposition leader Sajid Premadasa whether this is their opposition. The opposition leader must clarify whether he supports or opposes this. During the May Day period, when they couldn't hold their rally in Colombo, the SJB and the UNP had to go to Talawakele. They brought in those innocent hill country people and conducted their May Day rallies. All their lives they have voted for the SJB, UNP and SLPP. It is this time that they voted for us. These are the parties that the hill country people voted for. And it is those people that these parties are going against. That is why we and this government have started this movement. Not just this, but no matter what challenge comes our way, we will not reverse the decision to give the 200 rupee allowance as a government.
The Democratic People's Congress convened a media briefing in Colombo today.
SJB's Prasad Srivardhana claims that 5 billion rupees was allocated from public tax money. We also saw Nisam Karyapar making similar claims. Additionally, SLPP National Organizer MP Namal Rajapaksa has said that public tax funds have been allocated. So we ask this, from this coalition representing Parliament, don't estate workers and the citizens of this country pay taxes for everything? These are the people who already work hard, from salt to flour to every single grain of rice, to the shoes they wear on their feet, to their medicines, to the fuel used for vehicles. Don't people pay taxes already? What even are these claims they are making? Where are they getting the right to make these claims? We also saw an MP Rohini Kaviratna representing the Martale district saying that this allocation of funds is illegal. We have seen the same people when they were in power. Did they not use tax money to get vehicle permits? Did they not take funds from the President's fund? We saw how they imported substandard fertilizers, destroying farmers' livelihoods and misused funds. Aren't these all taxpayers' funds? We have also witnessed how over the past decade, Ranil Wickremesinghe appointed 90 to 100 advisors who went abroad on trips using public funds. And now, when the government increases allowances by just a small amount for the people, these same individuals protest. So we ask Sajid Premadasa, do you, as opposition leader, also oppose the allocation of these funds to innocent people? Is this your official stance?
While the debate over the proposal to provide a 200 rupee daily attendance incentive for plantation workers continues, the opposition factions are preparing to hold a protest rally in Nugegada on the 21st. The Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna stated that although the Samagi Jana Balawege will not officially participate, grassroots level members of the party are expected to join the rally.
අපි 21 වෙනිදා වෙද්දී රට වටා ඉන්න ගොවියා කම්කරුවා මේ අයවැය තුල පීඩාවට ලක් වෙච්ච මේ ආණ්ඩුව තුල පීඩා වෙච්ච ලක් වෙච්ච සියලු දෙනා නුගේගොඩට කැඳවනවා ඒක නවත්තන්න කිසිම කෙනෙකුට බෑ 21 වෙනිදා වැඩට කොහොමද සජීව සහභාගීත්වය මේක දෙපැත්තට වෙන්නවනේ ගම්මට්ටමින් නම් පැහැදිලිවම සජීව සමාජිකයෝ අපේ බස්සල එනවා අපි ස්තුතිවන්ත වෙනවා ඒගොල්ලෝ දේශපාලන පක්ෂයක් විදියට අරගෙන තියෙන තීන්දුව ගැන මේක ශ්‍රී ලංකා පොදු ජන පෙරමුණ මූලික කරගෙන මේ කටයුත්ත කෙරෙන්නේ හැබැයි මමත් මේ වෙද්දී ගම්වල අය දැනුවත් කරමින් ඉන්නේ මේකෙන් පස්සේ යන්නේ ඒ අය දැනුවත් කරන්න ඒ දැනුවත් කරන සාකච්ඡා වලට පවා සමගි ජන බලවේගය විතරක් නෙවෙයි JVP එකට ගිහිලා ඡන්දෙ දුන්න අය පවා අපේ බස්වල එනවා මේ පොඩි පොඩි පැහැදිලිව නිකන් පේන කාරණාව තමයි නාමල් රාජ්‍යපක්ෂය ඇතුළු මේ කණ්ඩායමනේ සජිත් ප්‍රේමදාස මහත්තයාගේ විපක්ෂ නායක ධූරයට ගේමක් ගහන්න යනවා වගේ පොඩි හැඟීමක් එනවා නේද ඉතින් ඒක විපක්ෂ නායක ධූරේ මේ පැත්තට ගලවලා ගන්නවා වගේ හැඟීමක් එනවා නේද අපි මේ කටයුතු කරන්නේ දේශපාලන ව්‍යාපාරයක අපි මේ කටයුතු කරන්නේ ගමේ තියෙන මරණාධාර සමිතියකවත් එහෙම නැත්නම් ක්‍රීඩා සමාජයකවත් එහෙම නැත්නම් වෙන දෙයකවත් නෙමෙයි දේශපාලනයේ ව්‍යාපාර තුල මේ වගේ ගේම් නැත්නම් දේශපාලනය කරන්න බෑ ඉතින් ඒ නිසා මේකත් ගේමක් තමයි
SLPP National Organizer MP Namal Rajapaksa visited the office of former President Ranil Wickremesinghe in Colombo for discussions on Wednesday evening. The meeting focused on preparations for the opposition faction's rally scheduled for the 21st of November.
The UNP, SLFP and other parties have already decided to send delegations. Another group is waiting for internal decisions within their parties. I believe all these parties represent the voice of the opposition. Within the coming days, they will make decisions according to their party policies. Let's see on the 21st. Closing streets is one thing, but sending a message to the government is another. This gathering will make the government feel the pressure, even if commuters are inconvenienced.
ඒකත් විපක්ෂීය පක්ෂයක්නේ. එකතු කරන්න පුළුවන්ද ඔක්කොම ඒකට? අනිවාර්යයෙන් එකතු විය යුතුයි. මොකද කරන්න පුළුවන්. මම හිතන්නේ රටේ පාලන යන්ත්‍රයක් නැති නිසා එකතු විය යුතුයි.
Despite the party's official stance, Ananda Palita, spokesperson and convener of the Samaga United Trade Union Balavega, attended the meeting.
Not the leader, but I informed the General Secretary that I was going. Until yesterday, I observed that even the Wattal Urban Council Mayor from the SJB was elected with the UNP support. The Deputy Mayor, Naushad, also spoke at our social development program yesterday in front of the leader. This shows we need unity. What is the position of the SJB?
ඉතින් ඕක දැන් ඇත්ත වශයෙන්ම මේ පළවෙනි වතාව නෙමෙයිනේ මේ වගේ පක්ෂ සාකච්ඡා කරුවේ මීට ඉස්සෙල්ලත් විරුද්ධ පක්ෂවල ඉන්නකොට විවිධ පක්ෂ එක එක තැන්වල එක එක සමූහෙන් තිබ්බා.
This is how the People's Struggle Alliance interprets the joint opposition rally.
The first question we ask is, why is this being held? What is the reason? Is it about IMF tax pressure being too high? Is it about abolishing the Prevention of Terrorism Act? Is it to oppose the sale of state-owned enterprises? Is it to oppose the provision of lands for farmers in Muthunagar? Is it citing the tax pressure? Or is it opposing the sale of the Manna Island? Or is it the abolition of the agreement with India? No, it's none of that. This rally is being organized to request the public to hand over the country to them, to make Namal the president, to make Gammanpilla a minister, to get a ministerial portfolio for the UNP members who were rejected during elections. Who are they asking this from? The general public, the people of the country. Therefore, this is not a Janahanda rally. This is more like a whimper. This is a request being made to the people by the UNP and the SLPP to open up a new avenue for themselves. We must inform the people not to fall for these tricks. You may remember what happened in 2022, how you were chased away. What happened when the people were attacked at the Gallface Green? The people decided that they had enough and ousted the rulers from power. We do not need to give such people another chance. Therefore, this whimper on the 21st need not concern the people of this country. This is not being organized for the people. Because of that, we will not be part of it either. They are saying that people will be attending the rally in large crowds. To the people we say, go there, boo at them and chase them away.
පුළුවන් අපි ජනතාවට කියන්නේ ඇවිල්ලා වටේ ඉඳලා හූ කියලා එලව ගන්න පුළුවන් නම් හොඳයි කියන යෝජනාව තමයි අපි කියන්නේ. මේ නාමල් රාජපක්ෂ දැන් මේ මල් පාරටත් ආවේ ඊයේ. එතකොට ශ්‍රී ලංකා නිදහස් පක්ෂයට ගියා. අර 2022 අරගලෙන් පස්සේ මාසයක් දෙකක්.
Until 2 months after the Aragale, we couldn't find the whereabouts of Namal Rajapaksa.
බේබි හොයාගන්නවත් නැතුව ඇඳුමෙත් ජරා කරගෙන හැංගිලා හිටියේ. දැන් මේ බේබි එලි බහින්නේ අවුරුදු දෙකකට පස්සේ.
He stepped out again after 2 whole years. Where does he go after that? To Flower Road or to Sirikotha? Sirikotha has already faced defeat. We will not let them, the group that joined the thieves after their loss, change the mindset of the people. To the people we say there are many problems to sort out with the government. However, that doesn't mean Namal should be allowed back in. That does not mean we should provide oxygen for Ranil Wickremesinghe's arteries to open up once again. So we must tell the people not to panic if they go to Flower Road or anywhere else. All we suggest is that leaders who were defeated and rejected by the people should never be allowed into power again.
Ranil Wickremesinghe දමිනි තුන ඇරෙන්න ඔක්සිජන් දෙන එකත් නෙමෙයි.
Newsfirst with the people.
Remittances from foreign workers rose in October this year, reaching $712 million, and this marks a 20.1% increase compared to September. Now, in more local news, the committee report containing recommendations to repeal the Prevention of Terrorism Act has been submitted to Minister of Justice Harshana Nanayakara. Now, the report was handed over by the committee chairman, President's Counsel Rainzi Arsakunaratna, and the Ministry of Justice says that the report will be made available to the public in due course. Sri Lankan envoy Mahinda Samarasinghe met with the new US Assistant Secretary for South and Central Asia in Washington, D.C.
Sri Lanka's ambassador to the United States, Mahinda Samarasinghe, paid a courtesy call on Dr. Paul Kapoor, the newly appointed Assistant Secretary for South and Central Asian Affairs at the US Department of State yesterday. The meeting held at the State Department in Washington, D.C. also included Deputy Assistant Secretary Bethany Paulus Morrison. Ambassador Samarasinghe was accompanied by Deputy Chief of Mission Madhuka Wickramaratche, Councillor Chaturi Pereda and Defence Advisor Commodore Dumidu Abevikrama.
The Arthur C. Clarke Institute for Modern Technologies commemorated 4 decades of service with a public exhibition showcasing its pioneering work in modern technology.
The Arthur C. Clarke Institute for Modern Technologies celebrated its 40th anniversary with the launch of the Ruby Jubilee exhibition and Open Day at its Colombo premises. The inaugural ceremony was attended by industry professionals and dignitaries who paid tribute to the visionary Sir Arthur C. Clarke. The ceremony officially opened the exhibition, showcasing the Institute's pioneering projects in modern technology, including electronics, robotics, space technology and astronomy. Speaking at the event, the Institute's chairman, Professor Chandana Jairatna, highlighted the Institute's 4 decades of service in advancing modern technology in Sri Lanka and its ongoing commitment to fostering innovation among the next generation. The second day welcomed school children and the general public, offering them a chance to explore the Institute's innovative projects and observe the night sky through Sri Lanka's largest optical telescope. The Sri Lanka Institute of Tourism and Hotel Management, in collaboration with the ADB, held a youth tourism program in Jaffna today.
Sri Lanka Institute of Tourism and Hotel Management and ADB Sri Lanka Resident Mission Program was held in Jaffna today. The program was titled Rediscovering Northern Sri Lanka, Empowering Youth and Shaping a New Tourism Industry.
What we are doing today is very important because we are creating a foundation for the future. And if the foundation is correct, we understand then the rest of the building will be on good grounds. And the foundation is over here. Building youth, training youth, giving youth the right message, giving them the right training will ensure that the northern province and Jaffna will be a success. There's so much history and culture in this, and that's very rich, and people are very proud of it. If you understand, and for us who have been in Jaffna over and over again for many years, people are very proud of their culture, of their history over here. So we need to preserve that.
I hope this was a opportunity to rediscover yourselves and your potential in the future, because you are, what makes Jaffna, Kilinochi, Manar, you are the energy that will bring development and prosperity to your home country and your region. So, of course, we are celebrating the accolades you got from the Lonely Planet, and hopefully that will attract more tourists to this region. But this is just the beginning, as everyone has been saying, and we need to take this opportunity to build a brand that captures the North's unique identity and offerings in a way that is environmentally sustainable as well as socially inclusive as well.
Participants who were selected for a tourism and hoteliering program by the Sri Lanka Institute of Tourism and Hotel Management and ADB were awarded certificates.
The United States has emerged from its longest government shutdown in history, a bruising 43-day standoff that began on the 1st of October 2025 and paralyzed federal operations, disrupted millions of lives and caused billions in economic damage. Now, earlier today, US President Donald Trump signed a funding bill to reopen the government and urged Senate Republicans to eliminate the filibuster.
The federal government shutdown is a story that we at Newsfirst have been closely following, and we've also brought comprehensive reports on this story to you. Now, today marks a significant update on this story. What actually happened? Well, let's roll back and go back to see how this started. Now, the shutdown began when Congress failed to pass appropriations for the new fiscal year. At the heart of the deadlock was a bitter dispute between Republicans who pushed a clean funding bill and Democrats who demanded an extension of Affordable Care Act tax credits set to expire. Now, neither side budged, and at midnight on the 1st October, the government went dark.
The consequences were severe. 900,000 federal employees furloughed, with another 2 million without working pay. 42 million Americans faced disruptions in food assistance programs like SNAP. Air travel chaos as unpaid air traffic controllers forced flight cancellations. National parks, museums and agencies shuttered, while critical services like court-appointed defense and public health programs were crippled. Economic analysts warned of $7 billion in losses, while families struggled without paychecks and essential benefits.
So what followed this? Now, for weeks, negotiations stalled. The Senate rejected short-term funding bills a whopping 14 times, and partisan rhetoric deepened. But as public pressure mounted and election results shifted political dynamics, cracks appeared. On the 9th November, a bipartisan breakthrough emerged. 8 Senate Democrats crossed party lines to support a GOP-led funding package.
The deal included funding most agencies through the 30th of January 2026, 3 full-year appropriations for military construction, agriculture and veterans programs, back pay for furloughed workers, a promise of a December Senate vote on healthcare subsidies, a key Democratic demand.
Now, what was the significant update that took place today? Well, the Senate passed the bill on the 10th November in a 60-40 vote. 2 days later, that is today, the 13th of November 2025, the House approved it 222 to 209 despite fierce Democratic opposition. Late on the 12th November, President Donald Trump signed the legislation in the Oval Office, officially ending the shutdown, while in his remarks, Trump hailed the outcome as a victory and blasted Democrats for extortion, while Democrats vowed to fight for healthcare subsidies in the coming weeks.
Over the past 7 weeks, the Democrats' shutdown has inflicted massive harm. They caused 20,000 flights to be canceled or delayed. They departed so many times, so late. People were hurt so badly. Nobody's ever seen anything like this one. This was a no-brainer. This was an easy extension. But they didn't want to do it the easy way. They had to do it the hard way. And they look very bad, the Democrats do. They deprived more than 1 million government workers from their paychecks and cut off food stamp benefits for millions and millions more Americans in need. They caused tens of thousands of federal contractors and small businesses to go unpaid, and the total effect of the damage their antics caused will take weeks and probably months to really calculate accurately, including the serious harm that they did to our economy and to people and to families. So I just want to tell the American people, you should not forget this when we come up to midterms and other things. Don't forget what they've done to our country. I also want to call for a termination to the filibuster so that this can never happen again. With my signature, the federal government will now resume normal operations, and my administration and our partners in Congress will continue our work to lower the cost of living, restore public safety, grow our economy, and make America affordable again for all Americans. So with all of that, I just want to tell you the country has never been in better shape. We went through this short-term disaster with the Democrats because they thought it would be good politically. And it's an honor now to sign this incredible bill and get our country working again. Thank you.
And finally, Democrats wanted to extend an enhanced tax credit expiring at the end of the year that lowers the cost of health coverage obtained through Affordable Care Act marketplaces. They refused to go along with a short-term spending bill that did not include that priority, but Republicans said that was a separate policy fight to be held at another time.
The bill includes a reversal of the firing of federal workers by the Trump administration since the shutdown began. It also protects federal workers against further layoffs through January and guarantees they are paid once the shutdown is over. The bill for the Agriculture Department means people who rely on key food assistance programs will see those benefits funded without threat of interruption through the rest of the budget year. The package includes $203.5 million to boost security for lawmakers and an additional $28 million for the security of Supreme Court justices. The biggest point of contention, though, was the fate of the expiring enhanced tax credit that makes health insurance more affordable through Affordable Care Act marketplaces. Without the enhanced tax credit, premiums on average will more than double for millions of Americans. More than 2 million people would lose health insurance coverage altogether next year. It's unclear whether the parties will find any common ground on healthcare before the December vote in the Senate.
Pakistan's parliament has passed a controversial amendment to its constitution that will expand the powers of the army chief and grant him lifelong legal immunity while limiting the independence of the Supreme Court, in a move critics described as a funeral for democracy.
Field Marshal Asim Munir, Pakistan's powerful army chief, who is widely seen as a de facto ruler of the country, was the main benefactor from the 27th constitutional amendment, which was passed by the parliamentary lower house on Wednesday. The bill will be sent back to the Senate, which already passed it on Monday, for minor tweaks before it is likely to be signed by the President, Asif Ali Zardari, formally enshrining it in the constitution. Under the amendment, Munir, who was nominated to become a 5-star general earlier this year, stands to have unprecedented powers. He will be elevated to the newly created post of Chief of Defence Forces, overseeing not just the Army but also the Navy and Air Force, while also being granted lifelong immunity from criminal prosecution. This also substantially undermines the powers and remit of the Supreme Court, which is the only remaining check on executive power. Under the amendment, a new federal constitutional court will be established above the Supreme Court, where judges will be selected by the executive in a move critics said undermined any semblance of an independent judiciary. The decision of how and where to transfer judges will also rest solely with the President, removing any accountability processes.
Taking a look at more taking a look at more local news, the International Monetary Fund says its executive board is expected to meet in the coming weeks to finalize the 5th review of Sri Lanka's extended fund facility arrangement, a decision that will unlock $347 million in financing. Now, Julie Kozak, IMF Director of Communications, made this comment in response to a question posed by Newsfirst's Zulfikar Farzan during a press briefing in Washington, D.C.
I have Zulfik. Let's start with you.
Hi, Julie. Thank you for taking my question. I have 2 questions on Sri Lanka. I'm Zulfik Prazan from Newsfirst. Sri Lanka's budget was recently introduced, and the government introduced a very ambitious target of 7% for 2026, which is quite high compared to the IMF target. What is the IMF's assessment on this projection, and at the same time, when can we expect the executive board to finalize the next tranche for Sri Lanka? Thank you.
Okay, let me go ahead with these. Okay, so on Sri Lanka, on October 9th, about a month ago, a little over a month ago, IMF staff and the Sri Lankan authorities reached a staff-level agreement on the 5th review of Sri Lanka's EFF arrangement with the fund. Once the review is approved by the IMF Executive Board, Sri Lanka will have access to about $347 million in financing. We do expect the board meeting to take place in the coming weeks. And Zulfik, on your specific question on the budget and reforms, what I can say on the budget is that the staff are reviewing the published budget documents to evaluate whether the 2026 budget is in line with the program parameters. And of course, this assessment will be an important part of the review that will be discussed by the board in the coming weeks. With respect to the structural reforms that will be key to lifting, the structural reforms are going to be key for further increasing Sri Lanka's potential growth. And let me highlight just a few areas where we think reforms are needed or should continue. So it's continuing efforts on liberalizing trade and facilitating related reforms, improving and streamlining regulations around FDI. Also, it's important to speed up the implementation of the governance reforms. Continuing to protect the vulnerable should be a priority going forward for Sri Lanka, and there's scope to deepen the welfare benefit payments scheme. So those are some of the reforms that we'll be looking for to boost Sri Lanka's growth.
Sri Lanka Cricket has announced today that all members of the Sri Lankan cricket team have agreed to continue their stay for the Pakistan tour. The tournament schedule has also been revised. This change was prompted by a request for some Sri Lankan players to return home, citing security concerns.
A group of Sri Lankan players had requested to return home after a bomb explosion occurred in front of a court in Islamabad, Pakistan, located approximately 17 kilometers from the stadium where the first ODI between the two countries took place. Sri Lanka Cricket stated that after consultations with the relevant authorities to ensure security, all players, support staff and management were informed to continue the tour as scheduled. The statement also noted that if any player disregards these instructions and decides to return, a replacement player will be sent to Pakistan and a formal review will be conducted regarding the concerned players. Regarding the current situation, retired Admiral Fred Senaviratne, Sri Lanka's High Commissioner in Pakistan, held discussions in Islamabad with Pakistan Cricket Board Chairman Mohsin Naqvi and other state officials. The reports indicate that the safety of the Sri Lankan team is being closely monitored and the players have been assured that they will be treated as state guests. Meanwhile, the Zimbabwean team has arrived in Pakistan to participate in the upcoming Tri-Nation T20 tournament. Following discussions with Sri Lanka Cricket and Zimbabwe Cricket, the Pakistan Cricket Board issued a revised schedule for the Sri Lanka-Pakistan ODIs and the Tri-Nation T20 series. Accordingly, the second ODI between Sri Lanka and Pakistan will be held tomorrow and the third ODI will take place on the 16th at the Rawalpindi Cricket Stadium. The Tri-Nation T20 series is scheduled to be held at the same stadium from the 18th to the 29th of November. Pakistan Cricket Board Chairman Mohsin Naqvi expressed gratitude to Sri Lanka Cricket for their dedication to continue the tour, issuing a formal message of thanks. Minister of Sports and Youth Affairs Sunil Kumar Gamage addressed the media today on measures taken regarding the safety of the Sri Lankan team.
The President has ensured that the highest level of security will be provided. Bombings occur in many countries, but our players are ready to perform while taking all precautions. I believe there is no problem. There was only minor uncertainty about safety, which the Pakistan government has confirmed.
Meanwhile, Pakistani players released a video expressing their heartfelt gratitude to the Sri Lankan team and staff.
National Geographic, in its latest publication, has revealed Sri Lanka's hidden brew paradise.
Happy headlines. Just south of Colombo, the Kalatara district is a lush green canvas painted with centuries of agricultural heritage. Here, fields ripple like emerald silk, so perfectly hemmed they seem hand-stitched into the land. This is Sri Lanka beyond the beaches, a world where tea, cinnamon and rubber whisper stories of resilience and craft. National Geographic traveller describes the journey vividly. Leave the capital behind and watch the scenery transform. Women in vibrant saris pluck tender tea leaves with rhythmic grace, their Hessian sacks swaying gently. Men carve spirals into towering rubber trees, while others sit cross-legged under leafy canopies, peeling cinnamon sticks with artisan precision. These are Kalatura's unsung heroes. Tea pickers, rubber tappers and cinnamon peelers, guardians of a legacy that still perfumes the air. Today, it's a magnet for agritourism, offering immersive experiences led by locals whose skill shaped this land. While the misty highlands of Kandy and Aller often steal the spotlight, Kalatura's lowland tea estates offer something rare: accessibility and authenticity. Colonial echoes linger in grand estates like Richmond Castle. National Geographic traveller sums it up best. Kalatura is not just a destination. It's a narrative of artistry and authenticity. For travellers seeking more than beaches and resorts, this is Sri Lanka at its roots. Raw, real and unforgettable.
Deep in the heart of Sri Lanka's Ampara district lies a secret, a sanctuary of unparalleled natural beauty, the Kumana National Park. Let's take a look at beautiful Sri Lanka.
Kumbukan Oya is located on the southern edge of the Kumana National Park, and the endless expanse of the ocean borders its east. Spanning an incredible 35,664 hectares, Kumana is internationally celebrated as a birdwatcher's paradise. Every year, countless local and foreign tourists flock here, drawn by the promise of witnessing a vast, colorful and spectacular variety of birds, making it a living canvas. More than just a park, Kumana is an invaluable asset to the country, a majestic preserve where nature still reigns supreme.
Beautiful Sri Lanka.
And with that, we wrap up primetime news for tonight. For the Newsfirst team, I am Hashmi Patirana.
And I'm Steven Machado. Thank you for watching.
Good night.